This is how ALE Solutions, the #1 temporary relocation provider in the nation, can boost your midterm rental insurance bookings threefold. Well, let's talk about it. So, who is ALE Solutions and why should we be familiar with them? First of all, let's get familiar with the terminology in itself. So, ALE Solutions, actually, what does it stand for? So, ALE is often confused as a branded term that they've taken, but it is actually an industry specific term. ALE stands for additional living expense, which is the exact same thing that is found on an insurance policy holder's policy for the home that they own. What is an insurance policy? That means when you file a claim, there is an actual area and a line item on there called coverage A, coverage D. And the one we want to focus on is coverage A and coverage D, because coverage A is the dwelling value, which is the replaceable, which is the value of your home, essentially, the dwelling value of your home. And coverage D is the actual ALE, which is the additional living expenses or the loss of use. If you're currently getting value from watching this video, you'll want to make sure you take a second and click below to grab the midterm rental insurance blueprint to help accelerate your process in being able to land these midterm rental insurance contracts with respect to your marketplace. Make sure you click the button below and grab it and continue on with the gems in this video, aka loss of use. Typically, that loss of use is 20 to 30% of the home's value, and that is the amount that is usually and typically derived from the value of the home, which aka the dwelling value A. So think A, coverage A, and that is typically the amount of money that a displaced homeowner is eligible for once being displaced temporarily. So now ALE Solutions, which is actually a company that is black and red, what you want to do is list your property as an investor, not this homeowner. All of us who are homeowners have insurance policies, but for you, if you're watching this, you're saying, okay, how do I get someone, a family, relocating in my investment property so that I can increase my occupancy and profitability, right? Well, you're going to want to have your properties in this company's database, which you can literally go on alesolutions.com and enter your property. You don't need pictures, you just need an address, and you just need a price. Second question I get, what do I name my price? Start with a premium. It doesn't matter. When they reach out to you and there's a demand in your marketplace, in your zip code, they will ask you for what their price and terms are. And that is when you put together a proposal, which is then essentially you're submitting what your daily rate is, monthly rate is, cost, pet fees, etc. Is it furnished, etc. But let's zoom out for a second. So that is how the ALE Solutions term was coined for them. It's based on an industry term. So now that we understand the industry term, why should you live there as a investor? Who is this for? If you're an investor that's looking to, you've had Airbnb headaches, you don't want to deal with it anymore, you can actually tap into an industry, and there are plenty of ALE Solutions where you can actually list your property on temporary relocation providers like ALE Solutions. So what do? The way ALE Solutions works is they work directly with insurance companies. So they're called a temp housing provider, and there are many insurance companies like Allstate, State Farm, USAA. There is a bunch, right? These companies, there are galore. And what these guys do is anytime homeowners all over the US, can only speak on what I know here in the US, there's equivalents of this in every marketplace. These are a bunch of homeowners. And when they file a claim is filed due to unforeseen event, which could be water damage, tree falling, anything, construction, pipe bursting. There's so much. As a matter of fact, there was 3 million families that were displaced alone in last year. And so when you think of these, they're more prevalent than you think. You just don't know about it because you don't know about it. And that's okay, but now you do. Now, these claims are being filed all day long. These companies are big companies. They're not relocation companies. So these temporary housing companies are actively searching for furnished, I'll put an F for furnished, and red for unfurnished. So there's furnished properties that they're looking for and unfurnished properties. So let's do one more. So furnished, great. Furnished, great. Unfurnished. And they're looking for both. They've gone ahead and told us that they're looking for both. These temporary relocation companies are looking for investors, owners who have availability, property managers, property PMs, co-hosts, CH. So call it hosts, Airbnb hosts with availability. That's you. Whether you're furnished, if you're a host, you're probably gonna be furnished. If you're unfurnished, you're probably a traditional investor who has a vacant property. So these relocation companies, like in ALE Solutions, are willing to pay you top dollar. Why top dollar? Well, because most of these homes, especially the furnished ones, what do you typically have in common? If you're an Airbnb host, utilities are on, power, internet, gas. Therefore, it's a package deal. And the reason they're willing to pay a premium, it's all relative. They're not paying as much as a premium as they would if they were in a hotel. And it's actually not as good as a quality product because here, ideally and hopefully, you're pet friendly. So what does this mean? Pet friendly, Wi-Fi, gas, power, internet, utilities, etc. Right? The insurance companies work directly with an ALE Solutions, and they say you find them a place to relocate. So client files a claim, they go back, then the flow comes this way. They go and look for a pool of available properties. Now, why are they paying a premium? Because they have the budget for it. Remember, their budget is from the coverage deed, which then means that they're willing to pay you a premium, and all you have to do is be available, which is one of the biggest things that can boost your income by being available. They might be willing to stay 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. As a matter of fact, they typically always start with 1 month. So this is how you can boost your midterm rental bookings by starting first. What kickstarts this? Live in their database. Let this be the thing that kickstart this lucrative journey by entering your property in their database so that they know who you are. Then if you want to take it to the next level, to optimize, then you can most certainly do, and you should. If you click the link below, I actually have a boot camp where I show you how you can optimize your Airbnb listings, where you can optimize your website, your Google page, etc., so that you can actually get inquiries in volume. But this is the way, in short, everybody can do this, right? Phase 1, start by having your property in ALE Solutions, and the leads will come your way with respect to supply and demand. In another video, I will shoot to highlight, well, what happens if I do all this and I don't hear anything from them? Well, there's plenty more where this came from, but at least you know that there's an availability, there's a possibility for you to start receiving inquiries and for you to start boosting your midterm rental bookings by 2 to 3x what you would typically get, because these companies have the money to do it, and ALE Solutions is the go-to to start with. I'll leave you with a little hack. ALE Solutions is one. Why don't you go ahead and type into a searchable software like a Google or ChatGPT and ask, what are some other companies in my marketplace like ALE Solutions that I can enter my property into their database so that I can be found by these temporary relocation companies? That one was free 99 just for you. And so is another video here. If you got value from this, make sure you click below and grab your midterm rental insurance blueprint free of cost. It'll help you understand how you can actually optimize for more occupancy, less headaches, and more profitability. And if you like free 99 and you like more content, there is more content, and watch the other video called Insider Insights, Key Factors on Relocating Displaced Homeowners. Click that video below and make sure you hit the subscribe button. We'll be back for more valuable content to help you stay booked and profitable.